Good morning, people of Earth. Today, let's immerse ourselves in a world where only cozy things are allowed. The smell of sun-soaked grass, hot tea, and joy. These kinds of videos always soothe my nervous system, so for anyone else feeling stressed or anxious out there, let's go on a little adventure to find some contentment. We are going to go to all the bookshops, we are going to read in the grass, we're gonna eat ice cream in the rain, and we're gonna do all of the things that I have been putting off for so long because I've been so stressed and so busy, and we're finally gonna do them all, and I'm so excited. Let's go. I started off the day going to Boston's most fairytale neighborhood in order to visit its most fairytale bookshop. Every building in Beacon Hill belongs in a movie, and I love wandering through all the shops. My favorite is, of course, Beacon Hill Books. This is the bookshop the main character stumbles into in your favorite children's novel. It has whimsical little doors and toy trains and different nooks and crannies all dedicated to a different genre. The problem is that the influencer Maximus has descended upon this magical oasis, revealing its secret to the masses, and now the place is so filled with tourists that there really isn't room to breathe. Here is a moment when I smile defiantly at a girl who snickers at my camera as I film myself in this packed bookshop, so I can contribute to this over-tourism problem.
Let me be a dreamer, let me float. I can see the whole from my own little cloud up on the milky.
I didn't end up buying any books at Beacon Hill Books because I'm just trying to save money. So I did bring some library books to read at Boston Common because, you know, why not? I'm currently reading The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, which is the second book in the series of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Highly recommend to read. Hilarious. Currently on page 13, and clearly somebody was eating like shawarma on this thing because it's like all yellow. But hey, you know, that's the beauty of library books. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm reading Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know why that's embarrassing to admit. I read romance novels. Once in a while, you need a brainless book that can put you into a world where there are happily ever afters and you'll find your prince.
And welcome back to my little world in the deep woods of Sweden. It's been a very strange winter in many ways, and even if it went so quick, I'm so glad to welcome the warmth and the light again.
I know that when I watch YouTubers, I always wonder like who their comfort YouTubers are, so I thought I'd share some of my favorite like comfort YouTubers that I love watching. Jonna Jinton is definitely one of my favorites. Cinematic life in Sweden. I love how authentic she is. I also love Life of Riza. Her life is like a movie, like a coming of age film, and I love every single shot. I love Darling Desi. If you're looking for just like cottagecore seasonal spring, autumn enthusiasts, you should watch Darling Desi. I want to introduce you to two very special guests, Bartholomew and Greg. Out of the sheer kindness of my heart, I have allowed them to take shelter on my face for a temporary amount of time, and in the meantime, I would like to cover them up. However, this is actually really embarrassing to admit on camera, but this is the state of my foundation. I've literally been like putting it on like this. Basically, I just have no makeup, so we need to go to Sephora alongside all the cozy things. Also, everybody, look at my shoes, because they're cool shoes. Yeah, that's all. That's all. Okay, let's go.
Days seem sometimes as if they'll never end. Sun takes its heels to taunt you, but after sunlit days,
I think I'm knitting this one. Perfect. Since it was raining, I decided to duck into a Friends-themed coffee shop called Central Park. I have no idea why no one in New York had the idea to make this, but I am so glad there is one in Boston. This place is definitely one of my go-to work spots as it's open pretty late, but today I just wanted to journal a little as I sipped a hot tea and watched the rain patter outside. I don't know if I'm the only weird one who thinks like this, but I genuinely think it's inevitable that someone is going to read my journal in the future, so I always write every entry like it's going to be published in a memoir. If they're gonna read it, they might as well read my best work.
So you know what's always so much fun in the cold? Ice cream. I'm telling you, it's always better in the cold. This is something that I've been doing as a child. So we are going to the ice cream shop. That is the only sensible thing to do on a rainy day. I'm already driving the ice cream people crazy, but can I have the pineapple upside down cake? I want to try that. Okay. It's very pineapple-y, so for people who like pineapple. Being here always reminds me of like my college days. I would always come here with like my friend Tina especially, and we would always like try different flavors, and we'd always be like, my favorite was when we got the mint flavor and we were both like, this is just toothpaste.
The next day was much sunnier, so I took advantage and stepped outside into the city.
Today we are on our way to the library to pick up some books that I have on hold. I am really excited because for some reason it took such a long time to get here. One of them is literally like Ernest Hemingway's A Moveable Feast. Like, who is reading A Moveable Feast that it took this long to come? I'm back from the library. I took a little nap. Okay. These are actually a representation of the kind of books that I like to read at the same time. We got one classic, we got a romance, we got a fantasy. When I go to the library, I like to take a variety of genres, and then every weekend or every Shabbat when I want to just like sit down and read, I have like a whole palette of flavors of books that I can try. My classic for the month is A Moveable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. I've heard a lot about A Moveable Feast and I think I'm gonna love it. It's basically just like Ernest Hemingway's memoirs about like being an artist and living in Paris with like other artists, and I think I'm going to find it very relatable to just like my life right now, just like being an artist and like collaborating with other artists and trying to make it and trying to like reach my dream. Then we got Royal Assassin, which is my fantasy pick. This is book 2 of Assassin's Apprentice, which I already own. For romance, we got Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. I saw this book in a romance bookshop in Brooklyn called The Ripped Bodice, and I immediately was like, ooh, I think I want to read this. I feel good that I took this time to just do things for myself. I'm just like content. And I think we're kind of always striving for, and we don't really know how to get it. This feeling of contentedness, where everything is just all right and everything is just at peace. And I think that just comes with being happy with what you have, being grateful, but like also just living in the moment and realizing that you're all right, you're okay. And all of those things that are stressing you out always solve themselves in the end, either by righting themselves or by breaking, and then through that, regrowing. So with that, I say good night. Say good night, Gabriel. Don't be rude. Say good night. Good night.